classic rags, spending my bottom dollar on my toes. I'm a pacifist who's never not been pacified. I'm a piece of, it's a point of pride. I'm the super rich complaining I want more in life. Cry, baby, cry, oh, cry, baby, cry, oh. Really care where I stand in the winner's circle. Make room for a man from the middle with you. I don't even know how I got to the finish, but don't care, don't make no difference to me. I don't understand what you're saying, only kinda listen. Make room for a man on a mission with you. I don't even know how I got to the finish, but don't care, don't make no difference. I lost the weight and then I start to tumble. My mind betrayed me many years ago. I walk alone to keep from slipping under. Got lost as soon as I stepped out the door. I'm the martyr who just never got his time to shine. I'm a punk kid, no reason.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Two teams will need their quarterbacks to step up and lead their offenses on the gridiron today. It's the Colts going up against the Broncos. So with kickoff approaching, let's send it over to our commentators here this afternoon, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Larry, we are at the foot of the Rockies as EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the picturesque city of Denver, Colorado. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Indianapolis Colts and the Denver Broncos. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. They come up in an offset eye. The wide receiver moving to a new spot. They go play action here on first down. It's caught. Kamar Aiken. And he's brought down after a good gain. These coaches told us they wanted to take the top off this defense. They wanted to be able to stretch them downfield. They showed it pretty well there.
And they knew that if they were able to do that, it would open up everything else. But how did they truly get it done? Practice in the previous week, making sure they had a plan, fine-tuned before they put it into effect in the game.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's got this one just across midfield to the 49. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
That was a good, strong run there. And while it won't pick up a first down, it was definitely something needed by that offense. A positive run. They got a good push by their guys up front. Maybe something they can build on as this game continues.
Now the first carry here for Frank Gore. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Now a first down throw. Luck. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line.
As far as I'm concerned, Andrew Luck can do it all. I mean, he's an underrated runner, toughness in the pocket, strong and stout. But let's face it, the money, that comes from his arm.
And smart. Valedictorian of his high school class in Houston. Then he goes to Stanford. He's got it all. Now a play fake here on first down. A dump off here for Gore. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll make it a second down. And this offense sometimes is predicated on the ageless wonder, Frank Gore.
And he wants to be a guy with limitless carries. Frank Gore gets better and better with each carry, really batters defenses with his inside running.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. To throw on second down is Locke. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. And here's a look at the defense for Denver.
I love watching T.J. Ward play. Whether it's covering in the deep zones or blitzing, this man makes plays.
Luck throwing again. And he finds his man, Kamar Aiken. A solid pickup at 13 sets him up first and goal.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
Aiken, the man in motion. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Corey Grant, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Colts take it right down and score on the opening drive. And this is good to make it 7-0 Indy. And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback, and as we saw in week 1, the new rule, this one coming out to the 25-yard line. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. On first down, Simeon. Finding time. Oh, he's got his man complete. And give him a gain of 37.
He's come a long way since his time at Georgia Tech. What did he run at Tech? He ran hitches and go routes, essentially. Yeah. I mean, but he ran them really well. He averaged well over 20 yards a catch while he was there. And he still creates downfield in the NFL. That big body and that willingness to go catch the football. He's pretty impressive.
And his friends call him Bebe, the nickname his uncle gave him back in the day. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On first down, it's Simeon. And Barnage has it on the right side. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
Halfback sent in motion. On second down, here's Simeon. He goes underneath for Anderson. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. Clayton Gathers makes the stop. The offensive lineup now, and the guy we highlight, Emmanuel Sanders.
You can use him in any spot as a wide receiver. In the slot, out wide, it doesn't matter. He just makes plays.
Second down, 8.
Left, watch left. Hey, watching now, Barney. Good.
Here's Simeon now on second down. A dump off for Charles. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll be third down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Andre Hawkins, the intended receiver. Now fourth down.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
And McManus able to put it through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they were able to move the ball into the red zone, but they'll wind up coming away with just 3.
Yeah, 32-yarder. That's equal to an extra point nowadays, and those are no problem for an NFL kicker.
And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
So we got 3 on one tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Colts in possession of the football to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd and 9 to start things out. They come up in an offset eye. On second down, here's Locke. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. Give him 3 on the play, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. And he's got his man, Hilton. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the 1st. They'll come out in the pistol. Now a 1st down throw, Locke. Now they go screen, it's complete. No gain on the screen there, it's 2nd down. So nothing there on the screen that time.
That means all that great acting they tried on offense went for naught, didn't it? Because you have to try and influence them. Make them think that you're doing something else. Make them think that they can get to the passer by letting them by and then setting up the screen and getting downfield. Didn't happen at all. Give a lot of credit to the defense for not tumbling to that one.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
So 2nd down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on 3rd. Play fake to Gore. It's Luck. And he finds Safarian Jenkins. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
On first down, it's Gore. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
I think Frank Gore runs on doubt. And what I mean is, he's 33, and everyone keeps thinking this is the end, yet he keeps going.
I think something that gets overlooked, though, to your point, most rushing yards of anybody currently in the NFL.
Amazing. Big-time career.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Luck on first down. Over the middle here, it's Hilton. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 7 yards the pickup on the pitch and catch.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 1:59 to go in the first half. Back to Denver right after this. And this seemingly endless drive continues. They come up in an offset eye. Aiken, the man in motion. And they'll run it here. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game, because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
So they're on the 5-yard line here, 2nd down and goal. And he takes it in for a Colts score. Frank Gore, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Colts are able to grow their lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
This will be taken in at the 1. And it'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point.
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. They go play action here on first down. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Luck. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Here we go.
After the interception, here's Simeon. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Offense still needing 10 yards. Second down. On 2nd and 10, Simeon. And his throw here is incomplete. Andrew Hawkins, the intended receiver. And it's third down. So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. Now Simeon. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Check, Patriot! Patriot!
Charles the lone setback.
Green, 3
a play fake here on first down. And almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be second down. Well, he just threw an interception last drive. Nearly another pick.
And things aren't very even right now, are they? It's a little bit sloppy out there, isn't it? It's kind of different between driving on those paved roads and those country roads that have those potholes in them, isn't it? That's the way this game's going right now. A lot of bouncy bounce to it.
You spent some time on some Tennessee country roads.
I certainly have. Plenty of family back there. God love them.
2nd and 10, Simeon again. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And this is a spot late in the clock near midfield, though. Maybe take a couple chances, see if you get in field goal range.
You do that if you have trust. And this should be a position now where the great ones, they relish this opportunity to try and put points on the board.
Kamar Aiken, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
To throw is Luck. A dump off here for Gore. And he's going to go out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Now a first down throw. Luck. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Darian Stewart. So we come to halftime here with the visiting Colts taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you on down to our studios in Orlando, where standing by is Larry Ridley with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Rolling to his right. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
So the incomplete pass brings up second down. And the back goes into motion. Back to the air, Simeon on second down. A dump off to Anderson. Anderson loses the football, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
Now I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well. Okay, when the big guy runs a corner route, you're asking a lot no matter who's covering him. Doesn't matter whether it's a linebacker or a defensive back. Yeah. He usually has the advantage because of his body type.
Now a first down throw, Simeon. He's got time in the pocket. He's going to go for a big play downfield. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver, and it's second down.
That's going to frustrate the coaching staff a little bit as they dialed up the deep shot. But they weren't on the same page on that play. Heck, I don't think they were in the same book. I think he thought he was going to do something else. Ends up throwing it over the sidelines. Well incomplete.
Watching that body. Watching that body. Let's go.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Simeon. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. They overload him that time of the safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Simeon now to throw. He's got time. Looking for Sanders here on the deep ball. And incomplete. A disappointing drop there defensively by the rookie. And now 4th down.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their 3rd of the game, and I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we've got this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they missed a golden opportunity.
He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Now this is fielded in the end zone. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15, and the Colts are going to take over, albeit deep in their own territory. And not great starting field position here for the offense. One receiver left is Hilton. They go back to the air here after the INT. He'll rifle this one deep right side. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
On 2nd and 10, Locke. He's going to take another shot here. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Throwing on 3rd down, Locke. Now a hit, and Locke lost the football. It's out.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So this punt sails out of bounds across midfield. Now the question, they're going to spot it right at the 40, the 40-yard line. And coming out now, the Broncos. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time. I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
2nd down, they need less than a yard to pick up the first. Here's Simeon now on 2nd down. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. Emmanuel Sanders. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Emmanuel Sanders, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos draw a bit closer. And nothing too crazy there. A quick slant, and then he just had a seam. He found a seam.
And when you hit it on the run like that, and I mean the pass right to the receiver who's already in motion and moving, sometimes he just takes it and runs away from everyone else.
And he ran it into the end zone. And the defense, they've got to adjust there quickly. That's tough on them.
That's really tough because everything was executed well. Ball was out of his hands quickly, into the hands of the receiver, and then he was gone.
They'll look to throw. Surveying the field. And this one incomplete. So they went for the two. They don't get it. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a two-point conversion, all that exit, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
Now a play fake here on first down. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. Philip Dorsett, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Over the middle, Dorsett. That one goes for 24 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
And give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. Off of play action, Luck. And he finds a man on the crossing route. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver, because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
Caught, Safarian Jenkins, right side. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. From the gun on 3rd down, Luck finding time. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
And there's a good opportunity to just want to ride there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
Vinatieri now on to try the field goal for the Colts. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. And Vinatieri's kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 8. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, but the net gain, 3 points.
And you're going to have drives like that in this league. Sometimes you just got to take the 3 and move on. Always better than nothing.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Jamal Sheard on the stop. They're down here in the third quarter, trying to get something going to the outside there. Didn't work out, though.
Yeah, and from the cheap seats and from where you and I are sitting, we did pay a pretty good price to get in here, right? You often wonder to yourself, why do you make that type of a call? That one went for no gain. But I think this offense thinks to itself, if we keep running these plays, eventually something may pop. It just didn't on that one.
So 2nd and 10 here.
Right.
To throw on second is Simeon. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. 5 yards on the pickup, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. Completed pass on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down as the defense looks for the stop. Throwing on 3rd down, Simeon. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the linebacker, David Harris. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
2nd down here after the incomplete pass. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They come out here in the eye. Now it's Luck off the bootleg. Deep drop. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position. Couldn't hold on. 3rd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Throwing on 3rd down, Luck. And he finds Safarian Jenkins. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a 1st down.
And that pickup of a 1st down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here, down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
And they'll go on the ground. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the 4th.
Yeah, what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the 1st down, that's extra time, extra plays. Really hurts the team on defense.
Now Luck. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard.
Well, big man with ball met bigger man on the other side of the line. A really nice play for the defense.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And Vinatieri's kick is good. But there is a penalty marker down. They might be forced to try this one again. So, Charles, I think from a defensive perspective, you have to look at that field goal there and consider it a win.
You were able to keep them within a touchdown, so no question about it. That was the kind of stand that keeps you in ball games.
Shift together here from the D-line. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Corey Grant with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Colts add on to their lead. And the lead is up to 15 now. And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air, there's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Thomas, the lone receiver, left. From the 50, it's Simeon. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he eventually goes down, but not before reaching the 30-yard line.
They hit that crossing route really well. Excellent timing, puts it right on him, and he keeps running.
Yeah, turned it upfield for good yardage. Now a first down throw, Simeon. On the right side, caught by Green. And they do stop him, but he takes it all the way to the 2.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
And now a first down following that long gain. They'll let Charles try and get him in. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Jamal Charles, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos cut into that lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Fielded about a yard deep. And some good coverage there by the kick team as they'll bring him down at the 16-yard line. And the Colts coming out now. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
Back to the air, Luck on 2nd down. Caught left side by Hilton. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Now a first down throw. Luck. Caught. Safarian Jenkins, right side. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Luck gonna throw it. And that's going to be incomplete. Good play there to step in and knock that one away by Chris Harris.
Who said that he couldn't play in the NFL?
Not me.
Not you. A lot of scouts did. A lot of people undrafted, and has turned himself into a Pro Bowl cornerback, one that really knows how to play the position.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. In motion, Safarian Jenkins. Luck now to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And Denver getting set to take the field. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late-game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. They'll look to throw. And that's incomplete. So incomplete on first. Let's see what 2nd down has in store. Thomas, the lone receiver, left. Back to throw. Left side here to Sanders. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
He's back to throw. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. A first down carry here for Charles. And he's going to take this down to about the 17. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. And they're going to speed things up here. He'll look to throw. Going underneath for Charles. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Detroit! Blue 90! Blue 90! That's the West. No. Check, Patriot! No. Check, Patriot! Over! All right, here we go.
And the offense in a great spot. It's 1st and goal from the 3. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. One last throw here for Simeon. And he gets in just in the nick of time, so they get the touchdown they need. Now they need a two-point conversion to tie it.
Well, the play caller certainly can't enjoy that touchdown because he's got to dial up a two-point play that can tie things up.
The late touchdown was only half the battle. Now they need the two-point conversion to tie the ball game. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he won't get in. The defense stops him short. And as a result, they're going to win the football game. So with just a few ticks left, they need a miracle. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
And, you know, every win is sweet, and I'm sure everybody enjoys a huge victory, but sometimes only winning by one score, two scores, a field goal, that can feel pretty satisfying, too.
Without a doubt, because now you know that your team responds in critical pressure-packed situations. As a coach, as an organization, that makes you feel awfully good.
So for the Colts, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they will head home next week to take on the San Diego Chargers. Meanwhile, for Denver, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati against the Bengals.
Can I get a witness in the darkness? 'Cause there ain't no love at all to be found. Feeling like a freight train, trying to break chains. Everybody needs somebody, no doubt. Sugar, just step into your sneakers and step behind the speakers. Your heart will keep me